Some of you may already know Acode. It's one of the well-known Android apps in the past couple years. There's all kinds of plugins. Native Android development. It's called Android Builder, and you might need instructions or how to get it working. Number one, you're not going to be able to use the latest and greatest. You're going to use the 11.8. So I skimmed through this and I haven't found. There we go, right here. None of the nightly builds. Go here, find the one without a bunch of shit to it, because these are, I think, beta. This is a release. So I downloaded this. It's already on my phone. Here we go. Let's try this again. I think I locked myself out. Yeah, I did. So I already downloaded it. It's on my phone. We're gonna install it again real quick. I would definitely stick with Acode 1.8. Now the newer plugin won't work with this, but I'm still trying to do a bunch of things to try to get it all working. I'm thinking about, I'll have this version installed, then, I'll have the directory. I'll back the directory up in root, and then I'll lay it in there when the new version installs. But here's the thing. It does not like, let's see, the app installed. Acode does not like the newer versions of these terminals. So when you first open Acode up, we go here to either explore plugins, but there are a few things that you got to do in order to get it all working. Let's go to plugins, and we'll just off the bat Android. This is the one I'm talking about. This one does, when you get this one installed, see the newer versions of Acode will install in a directory path in the Acode. So it'll be like, and on your phone, it'll be data com.fox something. It's Fox. It's like the only Fox you're ever going to see in your data apps. So install this. But anyway, the directory is like files and then Alpine Linux. So Alpine Linux is another distro that lightweight distro that they've put on the phone. It runs it it's really smooth actually. And in order to open, let's see, terminal, go here, let it, oh, I should have done something. That was a bad move. What I should have did was go in here, settings is the first thing I should have did off the bat. Back, you go into terminal settings, all file access, allow, manage, and then we're back here, we're good. Now, odds are, go, close that up. That terminal, here we are, still installing that. It looks like it might have updated. Installation complete. Yeah, all right. Now that seems to be done. Let's close the terminal. I've never gotten it to work out of the box, but we're gonna roll with it. So we have Acode 11.8 installed. Now we're gonna go into apps, Acode, force stop. Okay, double check your permissions. I usually clear that, but I'm gonna leave it here for now. Unrestricted. And then you want to set notifications. We'll go on notifications. Back it on the back. Let's go into system. Make sure your developer options are on. Child processes are disabled, or limiting child processes. So I already said this. Make sure it's the equivalent setting. So I disabled the restrictions. Let's see. Let's roll with it. What I do is move this here, and then we'll click home. Put this right here, just for convenience. And then now we should be able to run this, but it's not a guarantee that it's going to work. It'll definitely run. Control Shift P And then you're going to want to type in Android. We already set up a terminal. I think was a mistake, but we'll roll with it and see where we get. Android, here we go. Oops. D. Okay. I had to make sure that I had it installed. There's so many ways to activate it, and this being one of them. There we are. Right at the screen we need to be at. So you run through the Android builder setup. A lot of times, this is buggy as hell. So I think when we just, the reason why it hasn't failed yet is because we turned on the settings in developer mode, and then we also allowed all. So allowing all is imperative. Otherwise, and same thing, even with allowing all in the newer versions, it's still buggy and glitchy. It's like they intentionally make it not work. But there's ways around it, especially if you know how it works. So the plugin itself, I believe, is not the fault, but what they do differently security wise, like the public directory. So you have home usually, and then there's all this new, there's a new directory in your emulated Alpine Linux, and it's called public. And why the fuck home directory? When you go to you hold control or the squiggly key in the top left corner. When you go to CD and then squiggly key to your home directory, it takes you to public, and it's kind of sketchy, and then you try to change it, you're installing a bunch of shit that don't. So you need that Alpine Linux to work out of the box. On the newer versions, you even have to download the terminal from the plugins, and it's still hit or miss. Some things it'll work with. I've never gotten AXS to work with any of it, so I mean, pretty sure I could. And then there's ways to set Android path, but it works so great within this contained environment. The guy who he set something up that really works well between it, because if you're going from terminal you go from the terminal app on here to the terminal, like your Termux, and it's like it doesn't open up Termux. It needs another set of permissions, and I don't think that's, I mean, you might have to go into see what you can go. I would like to pick it apart and go and see what permissions that I need to set through ADB. Because right now, as it stands, there's no need for root. I would like root, but you know what that would do? You'd have all these binaries that are already, pretty invasive and already set up. And that's another attack vector that you don't need on your device. Now, that's why also a lot of people do the user account thing. You use your main account or your owner account, and then there's the user account, and then you're supposed to that finished, by the way. So here we are. This is your objective. We're gonna go to create a project, and then we're gonna type in, I think I want to try color palette, but I'm not certain that it's gonna work. We'll do EMF sensor. All right, so we'll go in here, go into the product or the directory or the tree. There's the main activity Java. Now we'll name this EMF example EMF. And I'm just gonna back it on the back. Just type in EMF. I know that this works out of the box. I've tested it. We're gonna also go into, we're gonna add a path. And this is gonna be our Android project. So antenna disrupted. I make sure that I make my username antenna disrupted, so no retard DOD thinks that he's gonna, get better, I guess, noise reduction and access to my brain because I put a disrupting antenna on my device so that way certain technologies don't work for thought injection. I don't want to be driving a car and fucking wreck into somebody. I don't want to be at the wrong place and wrong time and then someone that you do have control of shooting at me. I don't need that. Before you own a gun or you even drive a vehicle, you should be made to take a neuro test to make sure that a DoD copsucker can't mind control you, because that's 90% of the world's problems today. Whether you realize that or not, it is. I've fought neuro weapons all my life. So Android projects, use this folder. Allow, here we go. Terminal connection error. Android projects, I think we're there. See how this calls the directory? This is how you have to access the directory from the program. But, you know, the main directory is right there. I think I wanted to use this folder, and we are using that folder. We're building on API 21, creating. Usually would have failed by now. Too many files, crash the app. Okay, nice little warning. I finished the app. We're in there. We're in like Flint. So that finished. That finished. See, that finished. We're gonna open up the folder. I'm gonna go into source, main. Here's the Java. We're gonna cut, copy, paste. Yeah. So this is what you end up with. I don't know how to do cut. Oh, we did it right. We'll just delete that. We're gonna come over here. Copy. Actually, we're not going to copy. I just hope we don't pull the numbers with it, as sometimes it does. Some Linux. Have you ever pulled the line numbers with Linux? Oh man, no clipboard. Oh shit. Oh, this is going to be great. Think of my clipboard's private. If you see a few passwords, just let it go. Okay, I'm poor. Fuck. We copied it. I might have to go on a website. Boy. Let's see. I don't know. I've noticed some glitchy ass shit in the past few. My keyboard's not gonna let me. Graphene's really good. I hate to say it. And it's blocking that clipboard, which is a good thing. No, we're not. We're not. We're just gonna go and roll with it. My EMF sensor, finally, found it. I'm gonna go into the main again on this, and we'll have to copy it from here. Open the Java. We'll see if we can't get a good. There we are. And we're gonna double back into Acode, paste the code, and we did it. Now, there's a few other things that we need with this. We need to go into the resource folder. We need layout, and we need to bring that up. And then we need to find the original one. Let's go here. We're going to go into the main on this, and then resources, layout, and excellent. Now, Copy. Thinking we could do that. Yeah. All right, so we got, now I got to double check because this may or may not, let's close these because it can get, this here can get, not save, cancel, we're saving them. Sure to save it because we'll be sorry if we don't. I'll check out your, a lot of times you have to ask for permissions here. I think that you don't have to ask for permissions. I don't like to, have people, if you do, it's better to be designed selectively. I'm unskilled, so it's not usually selectively. Uh, and the people, a lot of people know how to. You could. It's all about resources and references, and if you take your time, you can figure it all out. So we're already here. We need to double check and make sure that the main activity. Okay, I think we could roll with this. I don't think it uses. We need to bring back our Java. Bring that up. See how that turned to green right here in the upper right hand corner. We're gonna roll with it. Debug APK. Make note of some of these directories down here because you can set your icon. You can haven't used the feature store or anything. It takes a hot minute. I mean, like, I don't know if you could put up with someone running their mouth for about, it takes 8 to 10 minutes, usually, 5 minutes. But I've been cranking apps out of this. You can also do this from the command line with termux, but you don't get a fancy GUI. Here, you have more access to see your files. I think we could come up. I want a pan and zoom kind of deal. I want like a wheel that is like a mini wheel. You hold your thumb on it, and then it's like a mini recycler view for tabs. But it's not it's not a opaque recycler view. This thing will appear over other apps like a PNG, but actually be very graphic. You've seen that one, what was it? Man, I forgot the name of that app. It's a it's like a sphere of apps, and then you can just roll around. That's a really good recycler view to get something like that working and develop on that. So you have, like with emails, you have a swipe right or left, but in order to open an app, swipe right or left, or different functions within that grid. So as it rolls and goes through like a conveyor belt, but within only like 3 lines, and it cycles. You can see some of the lines behind it, making them out in small text to be able to see what's behind. You're basically looking at it all, just some aren't brought into perspective as well, but you can kind of make out when you look really closely. Like a recycler view, an overlaid recycler view that that is transparent. That's what we need. There's a clipboard app that's really good. It has have this little dot, like almost like a recording symbol, and you can move it anywhere and dock it. Now, if you have a couple of those on your phone and you're doing different things with different shit, you could put apps. You could have different little dots that can be moved and drag and drop files, text. It'd have to be highly configurable. I don't know. We're almost there. So, but I think that I have optimized a lot of things on the back end that make it quicker. But it usually does take a hot minute. It does not install, it debugs, it builds, generates an APK, but debug Kotlin, no source. So KT.kt files are not going to work. We could give it a shot. That's why I didn't do the color palette. I didn't think it was. Now build successful. We're good. We go into our build here. Remember I stored the EMF, right? Here we are. Oh, well, maybe not. Let's see, errors. Okay, it says it. EMF, oops. App. And build outputs, APK. So the debug process seems to be different from desktop because desktop usually puts it in the top folder there. APK installer, app installed. Now we're gonna open it, and this works. I think these are micro Teslas, I believe, which would be something like 10 off on milligauss. I think I also developed something, but this is just what it does. This is the whole app. Shows you the electromagnetic field, the reading. 4 to 5 is Earth. When it's getting above in the 600 range, 500 to 600, it's usually some sort of reflection of radiation. But then if you feel like something's stabbing you in the head, and it feels like something as small as a coffee straw stabbing, it's hard like metal, stabbing in the middle of your head to stop your brain. That's when you bust this out and take a screenshot. And this is perfect evidence of a directed energy weapon attack. Like, I don't know why the FCC and the FBI, they're the reason why they don't do nothing is because they are behind it. They're the ones doing this shit to us. And you have this fucking system that just professional, it's just a systematic conveyor belt of idiocy. It really is. Even the rich people that know shit and are enabled to prototype, do whatever, like even they're fucking retarded. Because when you go and you say, hey, I'm Bill Gates, let's not let another 16-year-old child be able to move things with his brain. So we're going to use radio towers to blanket and sever the loose energy from having manifested in a manner that would enable that type of capability. So now you've blanketed the United States, all because, or let's say Barron Trump, right? Barron, just at the wrong place and wrong time when Bill Gates was there, the real Bill Gates, not the doppelganger. We say he crossed paths with the real Bill Gates, and the real Bill Gates snips Barron's right hemisphere of his brain off, right? Is that right? That's not right. Not a child. You don't fucking do that, people. You don't do that to people in general. You've done all this. I can imagine what some of the people on this planet are going through with some of these, torturous things that they do. But the point is, we're enabling a fucking system that allows some retard out of the fucking FBI or DOD, some cocksucking goon, fucking able to use a directed energy weapon to cut a child's brain at that, and then actually actively putting radio panels on top of fucking schools. I remember coming home from school every day with a goddamn headache because of this shit. My niece, same thing. Fucking, now I had nosebleeds when I was going to school because of this shit. That's where I realized when I fucking climbed up out of my fucking hellhole of a lobotomy cage from someone inverting my bioelectromagnetic presence or my biofield. You have to say biofield because a bunch of fucking rich people sat in a circle and said, we're going to say this, this, and this to cover up a bunch of shit and not let them, know the exact terms. Well, the exact terms are actually kind of 5,000 years older than you. So, then on top of that, it's like, you remember Thoth? This is more ancient than Thoth. But anyway, you sit around, create a fucking rhetoric and your PhDs and think so highly of yourselves, but yet you can't hemisync your brain. Because if you could intellectually climb electromagnetically, you wouldn't look at another human being as competition. You'd be looking somewhere else. You'd be teleporting. But you're not. So the rich people that are running this shit and getting away are enabling other fucking retards in the DoD, CIA, Microsoft, fucking. You enable these people to simply attack someone because they're smarter than someone else. So now, like I just gave you an example with Barron Trump. So Barron's biofield is bigger than Bill Gates's, and God forbid he cross fucking Bill Gates' path. Bill Gates will lobotomize him. Now do you see? Do you understand? Is this clicking in your fucking heads? DOD Bob, fucking FBI Dan, you know damn well that they're fucking mind controlling you. How the fuck do you keep your mouth shut or not fucking go after, some of the big fish that are trying to look at what Giordano is doing. Giordano is trying to put it in a medical perspective to enable more technological release, right? So this is all basically all their best technologies. The only thing that they only fucking edge our government, our military, pretty much, not the rest of the government. The only edge that our military or in military DIA, CIA, the only edge they have to sharpen is fucking cutting our own civilians up, putting radio towers on top of schools, and puppeting fucking mass shootings to happen. That's the only fucking edge. I don't fear the NSA. I don't give a shit. They want to be dick-sucking, cock-sucking, swine and fucking keep, look at your commercials for your Battlefield with Lockheed and Raytheon and shit blowing up fucking terrorists. I get it. The oppression and the things that they would do to us, if we were caught over there as a fucking, American, we would be fucking, beheaded, right? I get it. I understand putting your foot down. But what you're doing to us in general, just as, a population is wrong. It's wrong. It is not productive. When you have geniusness and you have intelligence and you let something like this happen and take place, it is a demonstration from exact lack of intelligence. It's not a fucking intelligent. There are so many things that you could do and actually climb intellectually instead of sitting here twirling your thumbs using directed energy weapons on United States citizens. So many things. You should be way more intelligent than having to do this in the mass. This isn't going to help us. This isn't going to help a goddamn person here or, preserve the wealth of our fucking government. It's not going to preserve the wealth of our government. It's going to cost more than anything. Think about it. Cancer. You're crippling people. It's not, you take every targeted individual. All the targeted individuals that are targeted before fucking 2019, or let's say 2016, or 2013, I was targeted since 2007. Well, physically, actually fighting a lobotomy cage. I woke up with my head numb in 2007. I was talking out of my head, and I couldn't form sentences. I couldn't think. From 2007 to 2009, I was vegetated. I was a prisoner in my own head. I was isolated in consciousness. 2 little beads of fucking consciousness in the middle of my head. That's all I was. All I had access to. I couldn't form sentences, and then I was tortured. Tortured. Non-stop. 24/7. The only way that I managed to get the torture to stop, and it didn't really stop, I just fucking outgrew it electrically. I learned how to make my brain bigger. But you have to do what you have to do in order to survive. And that's what this is exactly. People are making the choice to get euthanized because of DOD cocksucking. And then the people that you're targeting have particular capabilities for intelligence, aptitudes you can't even fucking make up or dream of. And you're sitting here and allowing this to happen. You're allowing this to happen, to attack our own citizens that are national treasure. Not fucking, this, you look at the perspective. Look at the perspective of what we as super empowered individuals have to offer the world. Because Bill Gates can't do it, they gotta die, right? And you're a DOD cocksucking, FBI dick-sucking piece of shit letting that happen. What are you gonna do when you're the DOD cocksucking FBI piece of shit? When your child is fucking lobotomized because some billionaire didn't like how bigger his cookie was than his. Think about it. That's what you're enabling as a DOD FBI cocksucker. I would not ever hold anything in place structurally that supported fucking envy or jealousy. You either aspire or you don't. You either get even or level out or rise above. Not fucking snoop lower. And that's what you've done. That's what the NSA has done. Fucking sucking Bill Gates on your fucking knees, sucking Bill Gates over a little bit of fucking software that an EMP could solve a problem for. And the Earth's gonna fucking do it naturally. You're gonna fuck us up, and we're, these EMPs aren't coming from, they're fucking our whole solar system. We're a charge. We're not just a floating fucking ball. We are an electrical charge. The ball is the straight line. You just haven't figured it out yet. Now, it's on you. You should be mad. You should go to the fucking FBI or Fusion Center or whatever hellhole you crawled up out of and say, fuck them. Pour some gallium on the base of that radio tower and make that motherfucker fall. That's what needs done worldwide. You need to get rid of this shit or anything that would fucking enable this process to exist. For intelligence, what you would rather do is we have a structure where we have states, right? And if each and every, think about the Boolean of that, the divide and conquer power. You want power, but you're not intelligent enough to want power because you can't even see building a system better. You could have simple fucking segregated states, okay? No state can rely on another state. Just fucking pseudo wars for this for a minute. Think about it. If each state learned to become dependent on itself and operate independently for itself, not opposing the whole states, but each state can also incorporate their whole entire military to serve structure. But the point is, geographical regions and separated areas create an opportunity to build, a better system for divide and conquer. If you were to go fucking conquer solar systems, and you could just send one state. Just send one state to Mars. Go send another state. Oh, we can wormhole generate now. We're not sitting here fucking beaming people in the head because we're jealous of a fucking cookie, and that's, pretty much what, that's what I fear Barron's going to end up with. Someone like that coming across his path, and then they fucking beam him in the head because his cookie's bigger than Bill Gates. Bill Gates got to lobotomize him. That's how they do it. They don't care. I'm just giving you a really good example to consider. And you're supposed to be the people protecting these people and understanding threats. You are the threat. You're holding a system in place that promotes jealousy, not any kind of, balance whatsoever to rise above or make equal. Jealousy's great to have in a certain degree, but it should never define you. Should never be something that you do systematically to your people because they have bigger brains than Bill Gates' brain. It's something that, you're afraid you have to tell your child to fucking play dumb in school so they don't put fluoride in his food or, it's sad. That's where we're at today. There's no fucking, you're going to have to wake up and then strive for something as I was describing with individual to independent states. You're dividing and conquering. You want your capitalism to win, but you can't let go of enough greed to make it win. And that's part of the problem too. And the reality is you're trying to sector out fucking definitions for changing and involving masses of people. Okay. And what you could do primarily right now, instead of fucking targeting us, mind control the people that need I guess civil manners. Instead of fucking beheading people, because that's what you're essentially doing. You are no better than an Iranian or Iraqian or any one of them over in the fucking Middle East when you're using a satellite to chop off their head. You might as well get a machete and chop them off at the neck. Just like they do. You could be as Neanderthal as them motherfuckers, because that's what you're doing with radio towers. Still fucking Neanderthal shit. Preying on the weak. Just like them. Gotta cut the head of a fucking poor woman off. That, he was just tired of her, and then fucking accuse her for cheating and then cut her head off. It's bullshit. It's the same thing here, but it's done with a different level with directed energy weapons. More sneakier, more prevalent. I guess numerous events. You have every fucking suburban mother or stay-at-home mother fucking halfway lobotomized, fucking mind controlling them to be promiscuous and having this grooming process and wasting their lives on people that fucking realistically just do not matter. I mean, y'all fucking building this shit just needs to stop. It's wrong, man. I will never stop. There's nothing that you can do, even cutting my head off wise. I mean, there's nothing you can do to take that out of perspective. I don't know if many of you have reached the peak of consciousness, but it connects all the prophets, every one of us, all of us. We are tied to this consciousness in a manner that has us living beyond the human body. And you're sitting there twirling your fucking thumbs, pointing a directed energy weapon. And you can't fucking take it from me. You never will succeed in it. The only thing you can do is get off of your ass and try to see it for yourself. Climb to those peaks. Push your energy. Set a timer for every 30 seconds. For 3 months is all it takes. Once you go through that livid hell, you will be at a peak of consciousness that is vortexing black. And you're not willing to go there, but you're willing to try to take that from me. You could see the patheticness of the wealthy people that are running shit here in the United States. And it's no different than the people that are over there in fucking Iran beheading each other, or the Mexican cartel fucking still beheading people. Neanderthal shit. You just do it in a more sneaky way. And that's even snakier, scummier, because people are walking around in our country with their brain that smells like fucking decay inside their head. You literally can smell the decaying brain in someone that's stagnant from being irradiated with directed energy weapons. You don't care. And the FBI, what are you going to do? Suck a dick. Suck Bill Gates' dick fucking more. Same thing with DOD. Not man up, not say, hey, we're more fucked up than they are. Instead of fucking, your loyal citizens that live here. I've paid taxes with my life. Okay, there's no fucking denying me that. Nosebleed after nosebleed, fucking everyday headaches. All because you want to make $1 so you can impress fucking everybody at the fucking DOD cocksuck off. I made a neuro macro that fucking auto lobotomizes. No, you didn't. You fucking sucked a big fucking dick that is going to essentially be used on your own child, like a fucking retard that you are. You should be pissed because, let's say if it wasn't Bill Gates at the top, right? Let's say it was fucking ET. I mean, he would be feeding my fucking ego at that point, but probably less than you think. I'd probably be more. Um, there's a difference between knowing, feeling, and the senses that you. I mean, you can't when you're picked at and pried at so long, and you can read the human brain or try to read a brain that's trying to read your brain. Yeah, you know, there's no fucking point in wasting your time, but you're still caking my head up. I should just post this whole fucking thing.